Hello, and thank you for watching the video. Let me save you at least $2,000 and tell you not, I repeat, do not fall for Buffett Senior Healthcare or the SMTA training. They are absolute scams. I was curious. I pushed myself to go through and see, and I lost a lot of money. All three people that attended the training that I went to left because the company was immoral, they lied, we had zero trust in them, and we absolutely did not want to represent the company or their values. Now, there are a lot of reviews online. Some of them, if you go through and you watch it, they are made by people that allegedly work there, and you'll see that those accounts sometimes have just one review in the whole lifetime of the account. Take into account my personal experience, which I'm sharing with you to tell you, take my expensive lesson learned and please do not invest into the company or into their training. There are many other reputable companies, and I suggest that if you're wanting to get into insurance, that you please go through another company and do not make the mistakes that I did and that the other people did that attended the training. And you'll see here's another person's experience. It says, run, don't walk away. I lost approximately $7,000 in expenses traveling in a godforsaken territory in just 3 months. I worked at Buffett Senior Healthcare full time for more than a year. Well, I don't think that I would say that's probably not correct, but as she is saying here, she or he, I can't think of anything other than a painful lesson learned, and that is exactly how I feel. The cons, pure commission in a rural, very poor, and geographically undesirable territory assigned to me. Unvetted leads to nowhere, mostly tail chasing. I worked my butt off with only loss and frustration. I was told after I was hired that they never had any success in Michigan. Deception is not moral. Also, do not send a trainee to work with someone that couldn't make a sale in 3 days I was there. It was obvious why he hadn't. Now, these are absolutely spot on with the issues that we had during training. There was deception, there were lies, flat out lies. I would have something written in black and white from when I talked to Joseph or Sarah and did the initial recruiting, and then I got to the training and they would say something completely different despite me having it written down in notes and photographs of the computer and contracts from where I had initially signed up. And the lack of concern was also shocking. We would give feedback or have a question and they would not want to address it. Tony Spikes was our instructor. He tried to have a demeanor where he wanted to try to shut everything down and tell you that you were just being negative when you were asking pertinent questions regarding the job and the investments that you would potentially make if we proceeded. And he would try to stonewall you. He would try to act irritated by your question, or he would just completely ignore it and move on to something else. All tactics where he just did not want to address anything and be just 100% truthful. And the whole time, he was late, he was unprepared, material was years old. Even the training videos that you had to pay for were old and outdated. Tony even admitted it himself that the training videos were outdated and that they needed to make new ones. Nothing meshed up with as much as they try to portray in the interviews and the initial phone conversations and videos that you have to watch of how they want somebody that's like so well prepared and that you really need to, have your stuff together. They are far from what they represent in those videos. It is embarrassing that I fell for this, but please take my expensive lesson learned and don't invest into it yourself. And you can see here, there's another negative review by someone saying that Let's see here. It says, hucksters can do well if you own or manage this farce. Imagine thousands of people applying for a hoax salary guarantee, each paying $1,000 to be trained, then given sham leads created by offering free glassware and discounts to the elderly. It's bait and switch, and you are the sucker. And it says, boy, oh boy, you guys are great hucksters, trips, cars. It all sounds so good until you realize that you've been scammed. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with this guy more. It is ridiculous. And they talk during training about how sometimes you may have to go and whenever you're at somebody's house, you may have to face an objection up to 20 times. Can you imagine that? 20 times that somebody is sitting there pressuring your mother, your father, your grandparents, a loved one, a friend, even a stranger. I would absolutely stand up for a stranger that had some salesman in their house that was adamant, that just kept staying even after they said no, 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 no. They're absolutely preying on the elderly and trying to take advantage of them. And it is sickening. And I hope that you do not invest in it and realize that the tactics that they use are deceitful and they do not have your best interest in mind at all. So let me see. We'll switch over. There are other reviews. Let's see. Okay. And you can find all of this online. I'm using Indeed and Glassdoor. There's not a lot on YouTube. They've tried to make videos on YouTube where, so this is one that I watched prior to training, where Team Rothschild, Jonathan gets on there and tries to act like he's this badass that is really going to be such a good team leader, and then you get in there and see how deceitful it is, and everything that he portrays is an overpromise, and they underdeliver, and it's an absolute scam. These are videos that they have set up saying Buffett healthcare scams, and then they go in to say that it's not a scam because these are made by their company. This is, you can see here, healthcare sells. This is the video they'll have you watch during the telephone interview. These videos are made by them because everybody's searching, is it a scam? And so they come in and they try to make this video making it seem like somebody else is posting it saying that it's not a scam, but it absolutely is. And I will continue pressing on, trying to get a refund. I doubt that it will happen from the company directly, but I'll be pursuing as much as I can. And in the meantime, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that other people do not get scammed and hope that this gets shut down. So there will be more to come. I'll have more videos, audio clips for you guys, something a little more professional that can give you an oversight of what is so wrong about everything, but I just wanted to get something up as soon as possible so you can see that this is a farce and to stay away from it.